This review video is relating to coffee and the Keurig, the greatest invention for single-serve coffee. Over the years, I've tried several different ways to keep from having to use and purchase K-Cups. Much waste, and about the best price you can get is about 50 cents a piece. Now, for convenience sake, I do purchase them. I also have some that I absolutely love the flavors and absolutely have to get them in my collection. But I've tried a few different things, replacements, so that I would be able to use my own coffee grounds. And of course, oftentimes when you buy a Keurig, you get the My K-Cup. That's this one. The first one I had, and I can honestly say I probably only ever brewed 1 or 2 cups of coffee. So on this one, the con really kept me from liking it. So with this one, you actually have to take out the black casing in your Keurig. And then you actually go ahead and put that inside. Real cumbersome, not easy to do. And most people don't like having to take that mechanism out all the time. And so really, I don't think it really caught on very quickly. As you can see, it's a little hard to snap in and out on a regular basis. So I quickly looked for a different option. Followed that up with what's called the Easy Cup. And this one was a brown one. And has a spring in the bottom. And what you would have to do with this one is take the filters that they sell and actually put it in. Now, as you can see here, it doesn't really actually go down or push the spring down very well. And I found that coffee would fall all over and make a real big mess, as well as the filters themselves were very costly and actually hard to find. So I don't think that really took off over the years either. Probably the one that I've used the most and enjoyed the most was the next, called the Solo Fill. And I actually have probably purchased 3 of these over the years. It is a nice product. It has a metal filter on the bottom. You go ahead and put your coffee grounds in, fill it up to the line, go ahead and close it. And then what you do, you just go ahead, put in your Keurig, go ahead and shut and brew. So the only con really to this one for me is that after you brew, so the wet ground actually gets stuck in the very bottom. And if you look, there's a tip to this one, oftentimes hard to get out. If you brewed a cup of coffee, the best way to get them out was to empty it right away. It took a little bit of the convenience out for me. Sometimes I would put it in the sink and not get back to it, and the grounds would dry. Really just not, honestly, super convenient, but absolutely a good option. Close to that one also is the EcoBrew. This one maybe was a little bit more user-friendly in that it doesn't have the tip on the bottom, so it didn't have kind of that collection point that made it harder to use. And a little bit more durable plastic. So with the Solo Fill, I had to replace them because kind of the edge here, you know, after many uses would break. Wasn't a long-term product, so that people would buy more. And so, you know, this was a nice follow-up to that, the EcoBrew, because it has kind of these side edges that kind of go ahead and lock it down. Now, one of the cons with those two, though, is as you close your Keurig, you can see there's a little bit of a gap here, right? So, not a real good seal. Not sure how really that, you know, affects the machine. I never really had any issues with it, but just really kind of one point of concern for me with that one. So I was watching a stamping video this week and heard about a new one, and of course I had to go ahead and take a look at it. So this one's by Melita. It's called the Javajig, and this by far is the most affordable one. So found this at the local Walmart. There are actually 2 in the box, and it was about $5.75. Looks pretty easy to use, so what I thought I would go ahead to do tonight was go ahead and show you this product. So in this, you actually get 2, like I said. There's lids, and then this appears to be the filter insert part, and then this is the outer cup. So again, you get 2 of each of those, and in your initial box and investment, you also get 30 filters that you use with this one. So I went ahead and washed one up. Here is the filter casing. So what we would go ahead and do is put the filter on top of it after we turn it upside down. What we then do is take our green outer casing and go ahead and put that over. So what we end up with really is a K-cup looking mechanism. This is a very light plastic. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and put your own coffee in. I gotta go ahead here and have a pillow pack of some Turtle Sunday. So then I'm just going to want to make sure I tap that a little bit and level it off. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is put the black lid on top. Might have got a little bit too much brew in there. Wipe that off there. Go ahead, put that in my K-cup. Go ahead and close the machine, looking like it's got a really good seal. And for those of you that know, all you have to do is hit the brew button. And then what happens is your machine go ahead and brews for you. And so that's the beauty. It really takes about 30 seconds for a cup of coffee to brew. And what is really nice with something like the Javajig is you can save a little bit of money. Instead of buying K-cups, you can buy your favorite ground coffee and go ahead and save some money and use that mechanism. So as my coffee's brewing, I'll just go ahead and mention, I was able to get a box of 60 replacement filters for about $2.25. So I haven't really figured out the exact cost, but my guess would be that it would be about 10 or 15 cents a cup of coffee, this method. And obviously that's much cheaper than even the best deal you can find on a K-cup. So just a little bit more affordable in brewing coffee. I hope you enjoyed my first video. Thank you for listening, and I'm going to sign off. My coffee is brewed, and I'm going to go ahead and enjoy it. Thank you, and God bless.